In our last tale, we witnessed the boy Setanta earn the name Cú Chulainn, the Hound of Ulster, after slaying the fierce guard dog of Chulainn and vowing to take its place. But that was only the beginning. Today we follow the next steps of his journey through trials in distant lands and the legendary training that would shape him into one of Ireland's greatest warriors. This is the making of a warrior. This is the rise of Cú Chulainn. Welcome back to Ancient Whispers. If you're drawn to the old tales and myths passed down through generations, you're in the right place. Subscribe and join us as we uncover the whispers of the ancients. Our tale today follows Setanta, or as he is now known, Cú Chulainn. After serving faithfully as the protector of Chulainn's home until a replacement was provided, Cú Chulainn began his training to become a warrior of the Red Branch. It was during this training his hunger for glory grew, along with his desire for the knowledge of battle. And seeing this, King Conchobar, his council, and the warriors of the Red Branch agreed that he should be trained not only in Ulster, but beyond, to broaden his knowledge and experience. One man was more in favour of this than others, and this was fairhful monarch, the father of Emer, who Cú Chulainn loved and wanted to court. But before fairhful would allow Cú Chulainn to marry Emer, he was given a number of trials that would test his physical abilities and his resolve. And one of those set by fairhful was to become a legendary warrior. And so Cú Chulainn was sent across the sea to Alba, or Scotland as it is more commonly known today, to seek out the feared warrior woman Scáthach, who was known to only ever train the most elite of warriors. The journey to Scáthach's home was perilous and fraught with danger, but Cú Chulainn faced this without fear and with the boldness of one touched by destiny. When he at last arrived at Dunscath, the home and fortress of Scáthach, she agreed to train him, for she could sense a fire in him that few others could carry. Scáthach taught Cú Chulainn how to fight with all manner of weapons, how to remain hidden, and how to strategize like a true leader. Scáthach's training tested Cú Chulainn, as not only was it physically demanding, but also tested his resolve and psychological fortitude. Not only did Cú Chulainn succeed his training, but he excelled in it, and so impressed with her student's ability that Scáthach gave him the spear Gae Bolga, a spear with barbed blades set to tear apart any foe and never miss its target. During his time training with Scáthach, Cú Chulainn learned of her rivalry with her sister Áife, a warrior princess. And nearing the end of his training, three of Áife's champions, Circe, Beiri, and Blanche, challenged Scáthach's sons to a fight. Scáthach was worried about her sons, as this would mean a fight of 2 against 3. But Cú Chulainn volunteered to act as a third champion for Scáthach, and together with her sons, he defeated Áife's warriors. Áife, furious at this, challenged Scáthach to a duel. At this, Cú Chulainn stepped forward as her champion and would fight in her place. Before the battle, Cú Chulainn asked Scáthach what Áife's dearest possessions were, and was told she adored her 2 horses and her chariot. The following day, both Áife and Cú Chulainn met, and after dismounting from their chariots and readying themselves for battle, began to circle each other, waiting for the other to strike or throw their spear, before both charged each other and clashed in the centre of this makeshift arena. But so skilled was Áife that Cú Chulainn found himself to be hard pressed, and thinking on his feet, he called out, "Look, Áife's horse and chariot, they're going towards that cliff." Áife, hearing this, turned, and becoming distracted, giving Cú Chulainn an opening to regain his footing and allowing him to tackle her and restrain her, and he forced her to surrender. As part of the conditions to Áife's surrender, she was to place into Scáthach's care members of her armies, swearing never to attack Scáthach again. And after spending time with Cú Chulainn, and before his return to Ireland, Áife was also to bear him a son, and his son was to be given a golden thumb ring of Cú Chulainn's, and when he came of age he was to be sent to Ulster to meet his father. But that is a tale for another time. Cú Chulainn returned to Ulster and the service of King Conchobar and officially joined the ranks of the Red Branch, much to the disappointment of Emer's father Fergal, who had secretly hoped he would have perished on his trip. Cú Chulainn would go on to take part in many battles and solidify his reputation as a legendary warrior, and continue his pursuit of Emer's hand in marriage, completing many more trials set to him by Fergal. And with that, we come to an end of this story. This was the making of a warrior, the second step in our journey through the life of Cú Chulainn. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe to hear more from Ancient Whispers. Next time, we will come closer to the legendary battle where Cú Chulainn becomes entangled in the plots of a member of the Tuatha De Danann and faces an army alone.